back.
It's back.
That's out of here.
Catch and fire. It's on the. He made it. Oh my.
Hello and welcome into Platte Arena. It's another Crossroads League Wednesday, and we've got a good one on tap for you here tonight. I'm Preston Husband alongside Ryan Holzapple. We've got the Huntington Foresters playing a home game tonight against the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars. Two teams kind of on opposite sides of the conference right now, but anytime Mount Vernon comes in, always a strong opponent and a tough team to beat.
Yeah, I mean, that's really with any team in the Crossroads League conference that HU is in. Is any night you're in a conference opponent, it's going to be a tough night. You're going to have to get down and dirty, get the loose balls, hustle. I mean, every game you got to give it your all, and HU will be looking to do that here tonight.
Two teams that score a ton of points, and you are going to see an up and down type of game. Mount Vernon sprints up and down the court each possession. They'll also play a full court press most of the game, and last time that benefited the Foresters guards, which we already know what Lane Sparks and Zach Goodline could do, but they won that first game 95-90. It was a different Huntington team then that was really struggling on the defensive end. Since then, they've found their identity a little bit.
Yeah, their defense has been much better here to start the second half of their season. I mean, they're causing a lot more turnovers. They're getting more blocks and steals. They're preventing teams from scoring early in the shot clock, which if you're forcing another team into late shots in the shot clock, that's good defense.
And the Foresters, we know, can score it with the best of them. They're averaging 91.3 points per game in that 95-90 win. Their starter scored 91 points. So they're starter heavy, but someone to watch throughout the rest of the year, and you're going to see him a lot tonight, Ryan, is Cade Brenner. He started to come on strong, coming off a great game at St. Francis and a road victory, and a freshman that can really grow into a star, I think, for Coach Corey Alford's side.
Well, Cade Brenner, I think that you and me were talking about on a couple of different broadcasts about how such a good scorer he was and such a good shooter in high school. I mean, he is an incredible player. And once he can get going, he can be that guy off the bench that can really light it up and get your team fired up when they need it the most. And he's done that in recent games. And Coach Corey Alford will keep giving him more minutes the more he shows up to play.
And we are just about ready to tip things up here in Platte Arena. Go through the starting lineup for the visitors out of Mount Vernon, Ohio, coming in at 14-8, 4-8 in the Crossroads League, 7-4 away from home, so very good on the road. Milton Gage, number 0, a sophomore guard at 5'11". They'll start Carter Pline, a 6'5 guard forward, a senior, and Cade Rugseger, one of their best players in program history, well over 1,000 points in his time at MVNU, a great scorer. Trent Koning, Bailey Conrad will round it off, a transfer from Citadel from Corden, Indiana, a pick-and-pop type big. He played well the last time in this matchup. And for the Foresters, a familiar starting five. They'll go with Drew Goodline, Zach Goodline, Jackson Paul, Lane Sparks, and the big guy, Landon Jordan. The Foresters have won 10 of 12, playing their best basketball of the year. There are 2 losses in that stretch against number 1 Grace, number 5 Indiana Wesleyan, and we're ready to go, trying to win another one here at home tonight. It's Jordan, it's Conrad, it's Crossroads League basketball. We're underway as Zach Goodline will start the pace here tonight for HU. Zach, one of the best guards in this league in the entire country. Jackson Paul, and now Drew Goodline, the other Goodline brother, having a nice year as well. Sparks on an absolute tear right now offensively, and he starts it up again tonight. A tough falling away 18-footer to start his night.
Yeah, I love Lane Sparks in his first shot, getting his scoring going early. He is very deadly for this HU team when he's on. He's going to look to score a lot.
Huntington will have to be playing tough defense tonight as Sparks pulls up in transition now. That one's off the side of the rim and then kept alive by Landon, and Huntington will keep possession. We've talked about it before. Lane Sparks sees one shot go in. It's going up the next time down, and we saw it there, and that's a shot you live with.
Yeah, I mean, he is such a good shooter. Not always the shot you want is that tough transition three. It's not always the highest percentage shot, but when you're as good of a shooter as Lane Sparks, you just got to feel good every time you take a shot like that.
Conrad fires one from the top of the key. That one's no good. Great rebound by Drew Goodline. Here comes some of that pressure from the Cougars. Sparks has already shot it 4 times. That one's no good. He's 1 of 4. Offensive rebound down to Drew Goodline. All good shots, though, by Sparks. Drew will fire his first 3. That one's good. Early 5-0 advantage for the Foresters.
Yeah, the Goodline brothers, they can shoot, and they are a good duo once they get going. I mean, there's a reason that Drew Goodline's got in the starting position.
5-0 lead early. Conrad, the stretch 5 for this Mount Vernon team, a transfer from the Citadel. Rugsiger has it now. He's their best player. Finds an open shooter. That one's no good, out wide. Koning tried to get his scoring started, and now the Foresters back the other way. Chance to add on to a 5-point lead. Zach slams on the break, flips it over the top. Landon, he's worked on this part of his game, blocked away, fights for it, and then it's knocked out of play, and it's off Landon. And you can even see, even though that didn't go Landon's way, his coaching staff trying to keep him engaged down low.
Well, you got to like the hustle there. I mean, he did not give up on that play at all. He kept at it. He got multiple tips there on the ball, and it just didn't go his way, but you got to love the hustle, and he needs to continue to do that.
Milton Gage, a sophomore guard, a pretty good one at that, throws it over. Rugseger is held down low. It's actually going to go on Drew Goodline on the entry pass. Koning was trying to slip it inside and couldn't get there, but that's because Goodline got him across the arm. That's the first of the night on Drew, the first on either team. And Mount Vernon will start their offense over again right in front of Coach Corey Alford in his 4th season, looking for win number 75 tonight. 74-37 overall and 47-12 in this building. Gage, not always a threat to shoot the 3, can do it though. And now Pline. Conrad has it knocked away. Jackson Paul tried to take it, and then Conrad scored it over the top.
He's a tough scorer when he gets going. You got to, I mean, he had a 10-point, 12 rebound night in their other timeout against Goshen. You've got to be careful. He's a good player.
Drew tried bouncing it into lane. Huntington had a layup, but it was a foot that saved the Cougars that time around. And Huntington will get a chance to run an out-of-bounds play under their own basket. Huntington coming off a win at St. Francis, 94-85 in that one. Moved to 8-4. Jordan catches up top, goes into Conrad, scores it right over the top, and Landon has played well historically in this matchup.
Yeah, he loves going against Conrad. He likes the challenge. Conrad's a big guy. He likes to go at him, and we'll see if he can continue it.
Rugseger finds Gage. He launches a 3 and rattles it in. And, you know, I talked about he's not always a high volume shooter, but he is up to 38%. That's much improved from last season. Good line down the court. He'll get straight to the rim, and if you want to press him all day long, he'll make you pay for it.
Yeah, that good line is too good to be doing that.
And now an offensive foul. They're not going to count the shot, though, and that's going to be on Jackson Paul. So a couple of arms up in the air already on the Forester bench, and JP picks up the personal. That's 2 straight on HU. The basket won't count, so it's still going to be Mount Vernon's ball.
What happened here? I didn't even really see what. Looks like he got there. It looks like a charge, but the ref saw something else.
Conrad making easy work inside again. He's got 4. It's back to a 9-7 advantage. Drew Goodline catches it over the top. Huntington trying to add on to an early lead. I told you the pace was going to be fast. We're going to see it all night. Zach uses the screen from Landon. Floats one up from 10 feet. No good. Landon Jordan had it. Knocked away, and back the other way comes Mount Vernon. Pace they play with. You got to be ready to shoot it, and that time Pline ran out of room. And you take a look at this Mount Vernon team, 51% of their shots come from behind the arc. They love to shoot it, and they will shoot it at all times. They've got plenty of great shooters on their team.
Well, that's why you've seen many heavy closeouts from the HU defenders. When you see them jumping anytime they have open space, it's because they're that good of shooting, and that provides a lot of pressure on the defense inside as they get open lanes. So HU's got to be careful.
Grant Burkholder, and freshman from Newark, Ohio, making his first appearance tonight. Zach spins away, fell down, able to get it to Drew, and now Sparks. Lane puts it on the floor on his way to the rim, and he's locked up down low. It's a jump ball, and it's going to be Mount Vernon's basketball after Huntington got the first possession of the game.
That's great defense. They swarmed him, got the ball. I mean, yeah, that's all ball. That is very good defensive play.
So Pline one of the lone seniors on this team. They are somewhat of an older team, so I shouldn't say lone because Pline and Rugseger out there with Conrad too. So they've been around for a while, know Coach Ronay's system well. Bad pass, Jackson Paul has it. JP trying to get his night going offensively, likes to work in the lane, finds Landon Jordan, bumped off the dribble, knocked away, Rugseger picks it up. Rugseger being hounded by Goodline. 3 on the way from Pline, that one's no good, and Landon Jordan has another rebound, pushes it forward. Drew now down the painted area, stops and hands it off to Zach Goodline. And now Lane Sparks drops it off to Landon. He missed a dunk at the rim.
Tough break for the Foresters there, and now they have a 4-on-3.
Rugseger missed the 3. Landon has another rebound. Jackson Paul will pull up this time. Can't get it to go. Landon couldn't get the rebound, and now Carter Jones clears it. Rugseger back the other way, finds a wide open Bo Ludwig, and it's tied back up. And Ludwig, in the last time against HU, had one of his best games of the entire year. You can see Mount Vernon is making HU play at their pace right now.
Yeah, they really are. They're doing a good job of it, too.
Zach falls away and lifts one over the front of the rim. He's got 4 now, and that is a tough bucket there from Zach Goodline.
He likes the tough shots, that is for sure. He loves to take those tough shots, and he makes them.
Inside now, Carter Pline trying to work with the freshman Burkholder. He gets all the way into the rim and has to throw it back out. 3 on the way from Jones. Not a great shooter, but will take it at 26% on the year. Zach against a few defenders. Will step back, another good defensive possession, then throws it up top, and Landon Jordan missed a bunny, but he was fouled. And everyone take a deep breath at home because we're at our first media timeout. It's 11-9, and when we come back, Landon Jordan will have 2 free throws on FDN Sports. Back on FDN Sports, it's Preston Husband and Ryan Holzapple. The women's team just defeated the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars. They completed the sweep, and now it's the men's side. It's their turn to see if they can sweep the Cougars as well. And off to a good start, but not a great start. And we talked about it. It's going to be a fast-paced game right now, playing right into the hands of Mount Vernon.
Yeah, if you're the HU, you've got to get the game to your pace. Right now, Mount Vernon's forcing them to run, forcing them to make rush decisions, which sometimes leads to a lot of turnovers. If you're HU, you've got to settle, get your plays down. Landon Jordan's got to make a couple more of these layups that he's getting because he's missed a couple here early on, but I'm sure Landon Jordan's a great finisher around the rim. He will start finishing those more often than not.
In fact, he set the school record last year for field goal percentage, so when he gets it around the rim, he usually scores it. A big bonus is, though, when he's knocking in free throws. He struggled at St. Francis over the weekend from the charity stripe, and he knocks both in his first time there tonight.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he struggles from the free throw line, so you'll take it anytime he goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Shows his improvement and his work ethic of trying to improve that. And there's Cade Brenner. How about that?
Number 3, a freshman from Northwood, Indiana. A tremendous freshman at that. Starting to really find himself offensively. Conrad couldn't get the roll, but he picks up a foul on McGuire. And Conrad's going to have a chance for a couple of free throws now on his end. You can see he's grabbing that right arm, took a hard fall under the basket. You're going to see a good angle of it right here. Gage, just a little bit of a body, and Conrad falls right down on his right shoulder, so looks like he's good enough to stay in there. It's been a nice bonus for them out of the transfer portal, though.
Yeah.
And actually, a fun fact for you, he played high school basketball with Alex Dawley, one of the assistant coaches for Huntington University.
Wow.
So a little connection when he comes back to Huntington and sees Alex over on the bench. Conrad's off to a great start as he cuts it back to a 2-point game. He's got 6 of their 11. See this pressure from Gage. Jackson Paul able to get through and get all the way to the rim. And I'm telling you, these guards for HU are so good at breaking the pressure. They're able to score easy buckets against this Mount Vernon team.
Yeah, you've got to think that Mount Vernon is going to come out of that pressure at some point, because it has not worked in their favor so far.
Back the other way, Huntington's got a turnover. Zach, Euros, left hand, couldn't get the score, but he's going to have a couple of free throws, and that's going to be the first personal on Trent Koning. And, you know, Zach, it seems like a lot of times doesn't get a lot of these calls, but tonight he's really making it work, and you could see Koning swat that left hand to Zach Goodline.
Yeah, I mean, Zach Goodline, he's such a vet. I mean, he's the definition of a veteran player. He knows what he's doing. He knows what shots he wants and how to get there. He knows how to draw contact and get to the free throw line. Even if he doesn't get the call all the time, he knows how to get to the free throw line, and he's proven it with that play right there. A very nice play from Zach Goodline.
He's up to 5. That's now 2,230 points in the career of Zach Goodline. He's number 4, chasing number 3 now. Milton Gage, he knocked in a 3 earlier in the game, throws it off to Bo Ludwig. He's shut off by Cade Brenner. Gage looking inside. Conrad has the size advantage. Finds an open 3-point shooter. It's Coney. He tried to stick that foot out. Didn't work. And then McGuire is lifted up in the air. And somehow the loose ball falls to Carter Jones. And that's a bad mistake by Cade Brenner.
That was a great box out by Mount Vernon there. I mean, Gage McGuire went up for that rebound, but the box out was just perfect to keep him out of there. Almost went over the back on Gage, too.
Sparks had the first bucket. He's trying to get his second, and he gets another easy finish at the rim, and Lane up to 4 now. Back the other way, Conrad goes. Finds another shooter, and Zach Goodline's going to be called for a foul in the middle of transition. And we'll see if we can get a replay on that. It looked like one of the Mount Vernon players just ran into Zach and then got knocked over. Let's take a look here. Well, it looks like Zach was just trying to cut across and did hit Jones, so that's his first personal. And now 4 on Mount Vernon, 4 Mount Vernon offensively in this first half, 4 personals on HU. Rugseger back in, working against the freshman Brenner. Open 3 for Conrad. That one's too strong. Offensive rebound by the shortest guy on the court, but then he missed a 10-footer wide open. Goodline now pushes it right back. He's going to the rim again, and it's another foul, and it's going to be the second on Koning, and you could see Goodline going right at him in transition.
Well, that's where a lot of their points have come from, is attacking the paint in transition, attacking the closeouts. And Zach Goodline, he knows how to affect defenses, and he knows what they want to do. So he's going to play into their hands, and it's going to not work in Mount Vernon's favor more often than not.
McGuire in there with Jordan, so 2 bigs for HU. Goodline, Brenner, and Jackson Paul. Zach lost the handle. Will have to reset with 17 on the shot clock. Brenner fires. That one's off the side of the rim. Kept alive by Jordan, but Conrad pulls it down. Gage hands it off to Conrad. Tough matchup for Landon. That's why Gage is in there as well, try to stick with him. Rugseger back to the basket. Loves to go to this. Throws it out wide. Pline had a 3, and now Conrad. Late shot clock for Gage. 8 on it. Milton puts it on the floor. Jordan blocks it away.
Jordan, he is very good shot blocker if he gets that run up, and he got it there, and at that point it's just takeoff.
Zach throws it to Jackson. Extended zone look almost here for Mount Vernon. Up top, Brenner threw it away, and Conrad has a steal, but then Jackson Paul forced a turnover right in front of us. Milton Gage couldn't get that foot down in time.
Yeah, Brenner's got to be careful. He's made 2 of those reckless passes here. I mean, obviously he's a freshman, so he's still got work to do with completing his craft, but he has got to be careful. And look at that block from Landon Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan at 1.5 blocks per game. That's good for 2nd in the conference. And he started to really block a lot of shots here over the last couple of weeks. So just now picking it up down low. And we know he's one of the best athletes around. Jackson drives baseline, finds Sparks, who's got 4. Dyer killed Mount Vernon last year, and he's starting to kill him early in the first half.
Yeah, when Joe Dyer hits his first 3, you know it's going to be a good night, as he is such a good shooter. And Mount Vernon, I'm sure, is having PTSD a little bit from that. And there's another block from Landon Jordan.
Landon dominating down low right now. Huntington with a bucket here might force a timeout. Jackson fouled, and he's going to shoot more free throws. And Huntington, after that back and forth start, has started to pull away a little bit here against the Cougars.
Well, they're using their pace against them. They know how aggressive Mount Vernon wants to play and how fast they want to play. So they're running it straight at them and making them foul and making them turn it over. And that's something that Mount Vernon might have to change up a little bit, is HU's taking advantage of their pace right now.
And if you come to a Coach Corey Alford practice, they run and they sprint and they constantly get up and down the court. So they're prepared for a game like this. And when it gets late in the game, they have to shoot free throws. They're ready. They're winded, but they're prepared and they're physically able. And you see it there. Jackson Paul, big breaths. Will get a rest now for Zach Goodline, but they're ready for this pace, and they know, especially with the familiarity between these 2 teams.
Yeah, I mean, they know how Mount Vernon wants to play and the pace they want to play at. So they're actually letting Mount Vernon play at that pace because they're taking advantage of it with their offense and defense, forcing turnovers and getting transition buckets.
Rugseger has it now. Landon Jordan will come out around the 3-point line. Pass thrown to the corner. Shot on the way. Another one left short, that time by Ludwig. And then Jordan's fouled on the rebound. And I'm telling you what, Landon is a monster right now down low. Already 4 points, 2 blocks, and 6 rebounds for Landon.
Yeah, I mean, like you said earlier, he loves this matchup. And I think the reason he loves this matchup is he's so much more athletic than any of the big men of Mount Vernon. So it allows him to jump so much higher than them, get the shots he wants with his athleticism, get the rebounds. And that's something that he really likes to do against this Mount Vernon squad.
Joel Dyer being guarded by Pline, doing a nice job. Joel finds Sparks, 2 lefties out there. This lefty launches and hits.
Lane Sparks, he is dangerous once he gets going, and Mount Vernon might be looking a little anxious there after seeing a quick 3 from Lane Sparks.
A little bit of a danger zone here early for the Cougars. Easy attempt inside. Ludwig missed it, and that's all because of Jordan again. Stole it away, and then Landon has a steal. Zach, once again, pushes the pace. Sparks takes it baseline, bumped, and he's going to shoot more free throws. And the Foresters right now just getting up and down, and it's starting on the defensive end. It's a 13-point lead for HU. A lot of running and gunning, and Lane Sparks doing his thing on FDN Sports.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
Back inside Platt Arena, it's been documented all year long, Ryan, that Huntington's not the best rebounding team, but tonight they're taking that personally, and one guy that's stepping up is Landon Jordan.
Yeah, he's got 7 out of their 15 early rebounds. I mean, 15 rebounds compared to Mount Vernon's 5. I mean, that is unheard of for HU. They are not generally a team that just completely destroys the other team in rebounding, but Landon Jordan has just been the catalyst for that. He is using his athleticism and his height to his advantage, getting to those rebounds and blocking shots and grabbing rebounds off those block shots, and he's been incredible for them so far.
That is a rare miss for Lane Sparks. He's the best free throw shooter in the conference this year, shooting 92.3%. He'll get a chance for one more. Huntington right now doubling up Mount Vernon. Now it's a 14-point lead, and Sparks already up to 8. You look at what Lane has done. 6 straight games with 20-plus points. He's averaging 25.3 over that period, all in conference play. Rugseger gets inside. Goodline's going to pick up a foul, and depending on which Goodline it is, it's Zach. That's his second, and he's been in a little bit of foul trouble here and there recently.
Yeah, that's just a reckless jump there. You can't, I mean, the trap is good and it can help a team out, but now when you jump jump off your feet prematurely, which allows them to get that easy foul call there, you just can't do that.
Rugseger, as mentioned, has had a great career. He's averaging nearly 20 points per game this year, efficiently too, 46% from the field, 39 from 3, shoots 75% from the charity stripe, and he's had some great games in this building. One that comes back to memory, well, really both games here in the conference tournament last year and the regular season game. So he's familiar, and now it's a new Platte Arena, and he's still very capable shooter in this building as well. Dyer staying out there. He's already hit 1 3, hit 2 huge threes on Saturday at St. Francis as well. Drew Goodline to Zach. He's off to a nice start. He'll launch a 3. He's got a 3.
Zach Goodline and Lane Sparks, their 2 best scorers. They are so dangerous when they both get heated up. They have a quick 16 points combined early.
Koning finds Conrad. Zach's got to be careful with those 2 fouls. Bailey Conrad swings it. Rugseger does this well. Rims it in and out, though. Offensive rebound for Ludwig. He missed a wide open jumper, and Huntington can add on to their lead again here. Dyer to Zach Goodline, and now Joel thought about another 3. Drives baseline, skips it, Sparks. Drew Goodline now. Interesting possession here by the Foresters. Maybe too much dribbling, and then a foul called on the back end on Lane Sparks, and that's already 7 turnovers on HU. That's about what they average on the year.
Yeah, HU's got to be careful there, and like you said, maybe a little bit too much dribbling, as they need to have a little bit more ball movement there than dribbling, as there's a lot of dribbling going on, which allows a lot of chances for turnovers and steals. So HU's got to move the ball a little bit better.
You could see that Koning got his arm stuck underneath of Sparks there, and a little slow to get up, and Lane's not feeling great either, but those 2 will look to stick in the game. And, you know, HU had a couple of shots there that were great shots.
Yes.
Like you would really love to see Joel Dyer fire it, or Lane Sparks catch and shoot, but they're looking for the best shot, and at the end they didn't get one at all. But still, with 8 minutes left in this first half, 30 points already, doing a nice job in this game. Koning loses it. Sparks back the other way. He's got 1 defender to beat, and he does that right at the rim with the left hand. Sparks already into double digits with 10. Gets it done on defense, too. One of the top 5 players in steals in this league, and the active hands are showing up right now as Conrad launches. He can't hit. Tapped away by Jordan. And here's some of those issues right now. HU gives up a couple of offensive boards. Of course, it's not hurting him right now, but just want to clean that up a little bit, especially with the size advantage.
Well, rebounding's really got to be a team effort. I mean, obviously Landon Jordan's having an incredible rebounding game so far, but you can't rely on one player to grab rebounds. It's a team effort. Rebounding is very much a team effort, and if you're HU, you've got to hustle for every rebound you can get.
Rugseger fires again, misses again, fought for Landon, and it falls to Sparks. Huntington can take their biggest lead of this first half. Lane working with Zach, lobbed up top, Landon's fouled, and it's on Conrad, and already in the bonus are the Foresters, shooting 1 and 1.
We've got a Cougar personal foul on number 32, Bailey Conrad.
That's on Conrad. Is that his first or second?
I think that is just his first. They've got the wrong number up on the scoreboard. But Landon will have a 1-and-1 chance. That's already the 7th team foul. That's Conrad's first.
It's his first? Okay.
I don't think there was really a lot of contact down
No,
there either.
It
was
was
a quick
a
whistle.
little bit of a ghost call, but if you're Landon Jordan, you'll take it.
Jordan, perfect from the free throw line so far tonight, 3 for 3. And I tell you what, if he can start adding that, he gets a lot of chances at the rim. He gets fouled a lot. And then you allow him to stay in the game later as well, as he's now 4 for 4. And you can tell Landon was really working on that. And he's having a great first half. And you can even see Coach Corey Alford pumping him up, just proud of him for knocking in those freebies.
I mean, yeah, 6 and 8 first half for Landon Jordan is really good. That's on pace for 12 and 16. I mean, that's one of the best games he's had of the season if he continues like that. So we'll see if he can continue his great performance.
Right now, Mount Vernon's got to find a way to get a bucket, and a foul is called on Jackson Paul guarding Rugseger. That's Jackson's second, and now it's free throws for Cade on the other side. Could see the
smart rip through there.
Yeah.
You can see it right there.
Perfect job.
That is a great play if you want to draw a foul. You see the defender's arm rip straight through it. The ref is pretty much forced to call a foul. There's nothing the defense can really do about it.
1-and-1, and Rugseger, who's a great free throw shooter, missed it. So now Huntington's still up 19 with a chance to add on. Zach to Jackson. Little zone look again here for a moment. Now a switch. Jackson, he's got one bucket, finds Lane Sparks. Great catch, keeps going left. Thought he was fouled, and no whistle. Back the other way comes Bo Ludwig. Rugseger again finds Milton Gage. Good defense back the other way. Gage can't get the shot to go, but if this is a shooting foul, it will be 2 shots. If not, it's still going to be free throws.
Mount Vernon got the shot that they wanted there. I mean, they had the 4-on-5 initially. Lane Sparks made a good recovery to try and get back, but because he had to get back, the entire defense was in a rush and allowed Milton to get to the free throw line.
Sparks has 2 fouls now. Gage knocked in the free throw. He's up to 4 points. He only averages around 8, but a playmaker, a hard-nosed guard, not big in stature, but gets it done. Loves to play at this pace that Coach Renee implements. Gage knocks them both in. It's back to a 17-point lead for HU, and now Huntington's got to break this press. And Jackson Paul and Zach Goodline able to handle it with ease.
Huntington's got to be careful. All of their main guards besides Drew Goodline have 2 fouls. They've got to be careful to make sure that Jackson Paul, Zach Goodline, or Lane Sparks don't get that final call.
Drew Goodline to Jackson Paul. 10 on the shot clock. JP with a step back finds McGuire now on the bounce pass. And then Sparks was cutting, couldn't get it. It's another turnover for HU. Forced ahead, McGuire with a big-time block.
Oh, my goodness, McGuire.
Now Sparks goes up and under and scores, and the momentum right back into the hands of the Foresters.
And a block like that will get any team on their feet. What a block from Gage McGuire. I mean, that's as good of any block you'll see from Landon Jordan.
Huntington back ahead by 19. Bounce pass inside. Sparks on the backside tipped it away. And now Drew Goodline pushes it ahead. Huntington playing well on both sides of the court right now, getting it done on defense, really shutting out a high-scoring team at the moment. Zach loves that jab. He'll launch his second 3 of the night, rims in and out. Felt good, and when he put it up, just didn't fall.
Yeah, Zach Goodline always thinks every shot he's going to take will go in. That's why he's so confident in shooting, and most of the time they do go in, so you cannot blame him.
Left-handed pass to Sparks. He scores it over the top of Jones, and Lane is once again having a breakout night in Platte Arena. He's now up to 14, nearly outscoring Mount Vernon.
Yeah, Lane Sparks is torching them right now, and Mount Vernon's a little bit in a scramble mode because Zach Goodline's heating up, and now Lane Sparks is heating up. They've got to be careful.
3 on the way from the corner from Rugseger. He finally knocks it in, and he's going to get a tee, and I think that was deserved. He stared right at Jackson Paul after that 3-ball went in. And it will take us to a media timeout. When we come out, we'll show you a replay. See maybe what Cade Rugseger said to Jackson Paul. At the moment, though, his team down 18 when we come back on FDN Sports. right, we're back inside Platt Arena. Looks like that technical foul will stand on Cade Rusiger. And, you know, Rusiger's a great player, a dynamic scorer, but you can see here, after that three-point shot goes in, he has a little something to say for Jackson Paul. And honestly, there's no reason for that from him. His team's already down 18. That's his first made field goal of the night. So a tough place to say something to Jackson Paul, but also kind of let your team down a little bit with that technical foul. Now Huntington gets 2 free throws and the ball already up 18.
Yeah, I mean, Cade is obviously a little bit frustrated. He's not been getting the shots that he wanted because Jackson Paul is that good of a defender. I mean, he is HU's lockdown perimeter defender. Cade likes to shoot a lot of threes, and he is not allowing him to shoot the threes that he wants, and so he's getting a little bit frustrated. So when you finally get a shot to go, obviously you're confident, you're thrilled about getting the shot, but you cannot let your emotions get out of control.
So Goodline will get 2 free throws, and Huntington will get the ball. Zach makes good on the first. Huntington right now 13 of 23 from the field, 4 of 9 from downtown. And with 2 made free throws, Goodline also in double digits, up to 10. Him and Sparks already combining for 24 of the 40. They're outscoring the Cougars in this first half. This was a close game between these two sides. Not to mention, Mount Vernon has beat a healthy Marion team who's very good, but they've also had losses like Taylor and Spring Arbor, that kind of head scratchers. So it's been a roller coaster ride for this team this year. Outside, Brenner fires. Brenner connects.
And Brenner, he is such a good shooter. If he can get that stroke down, that's just another weapon for HU to use, and Mount Vernon will be put in a lot more pressure than they are right now.
Seems like he needs hardly any space at all as well. Just fires it up there. Another turnover. Huntington can add on, already up 23. Look for Brenner in this corner again. There he is, right side this time, just as good.
Cade Brenner, he is that guy from 3. And Coach Corey Alford's loving it. The crowd is getting involved.
Right now, Huntington running the Cougars out of the gym, and Coach Ronay needs a 30-second timeout. The three-point shooting for HU has been very up and down, but recently, Coach Corey Alford, when I met with him, said, we want to shoot more threes. We know we're a good shooting team. We just have so many guards that make plays at the rim. Right now, they are dialed in from 3, and a big part of that's Cade Brenner.
Well, I mean, like you said, they are such a good three-point shooting team. Someone like Zach Goodline, Lane Sparks, Drew Goodline, Joel Dyer, Cade Brenner. These are all amazing three-point shooters that can really light it up from 3 at any given moment. Like we just saw Cade Brenner hit two shots in a row there. And when you have that good of a shooting team, all of a sudden – your offense becomes that much more deadly because now the team's forced to make reckless closeouts, gives you lanes, and someone like Lane Sparks, Zach Goodline, Drew Goodline, they're amazing at attacking those. So it really just implements a whole nother level to your offense.
Huntington playing good defense again. It's another late clock scenario. Conrad puts it on the floor. Gage has made 1 3. This time he goes to the rim and scores a tough bucket over the top of Jackson Paul. And that's where Gage is at his best.
Yeah, striding to the rim. He is a very good finisher around the rim.
Huntington looking for a 3rd straight 3. A quick shot there. Jackson Paul kept it alive, but then it falls down to the sub, Jack Cahoon, who's in the game. And then Rusiger scores another bucket, this time right at the rim. And it's a quick 4-0 run right out of the timeout for Coach Ronay's team. Feels like I need about 3 bottles of water for this game. Back and forth we go. JP hits a fall away. That's one of his favorite moves. Huntington's already at 48 points, and they're holding a team that scores 88 per contest to 24 right now, just before the half.
Yeah, I mean, this is just an all-around amazing performance from HU. They're scoring at will. They're defending their best player, Cade, not giving him the shots that he wants. They're making them beat them from 3, and it's not working in their favor.
Conrad's cold from deep. Up ahead, Landon catches, finds a cutting Jackson Paul, and the high school teammates connect here at the college level as they have many times.
And there's 50 already. They're on pace for 100 and possibly even more. HU is on a roll right now.
This Mount Vernon team has to find some answers. This is a good guy to go to. Rusiger swings it to Pline, and now Conrad, who's had a tough night shooting it. Rusiger has a shot, but it's an offensive foul, and it's another turnover for Mount Vernon. That one goes on Jack Cahoon. out of Oswego, Illinois, transfer from Trinity International, and just a lot of mistakes on both sides of the basketball right now, and you could see that right shoulder a little extended, and Jackson Paul knows how to sell it too.
A little bit of a chicken wing. You can't do that in sports, especially in basketball. You cannot extend that elbow at all, offense and defensive end, and they get called for it.
So Huntington changes the lineup again. We see Roman Brewer in for the first time. Good to see him getting some early minutes. Brenner has 2 threes. That time he's blocked by Bo Ludwig. And that's still okay, though. You would be perfectly fine with Cade Brenner taking that shot. It's just Ludwig is a good athlete and got up and knocked that one into the front row.
If I was Cade, in my opinion, what I think he should have done is something that he would have gotten a wide open shot from is he should have pump faked there. I know he likes to catch and shoot, but right there, if he pump fakes, his defender's going right by him. He's getting a wide open 3 after.
Zach missed. Roman tried to keep it alive. Falls down to Cade Rugseger, and now he pushes it ahead to Milton Gage. Huntington in firm control of this one in a really big game in the conference as they try to keep fighting for that 3 spot. Rugseger missed, and another whistle, and we'll see who it's on. It's going to go on, I'm not sure. I thought he showed 15. There is no 15, but it's going to go on Joel Dyer. So he picks up his first. Both team with 9 fouls, so a lot of whistles in this first half on both sides.
Well, both teams are very aggressive defensive teams. They show their hands to the opponents. They try and get in the passing lanes. They try to strip the ball when they're dribbling. I mean, both teams will reach in and draw a lot of fouls and foul each other. And usually when one team is aggressive and the other isn't, the aggressive team usually falters because of it. But if you have 2 aggressive defensive teams, it really cancels each other out.
Rugseger splits the pair. He's starting to come on a little bit here. 7 points on the game. Huntington gets it ahead with 1 pass, and now Lane Sparks has it on the left side. His favorite side to go to. He finds Roman Brewer, who's in the score column.
Yeah, and Roman comes in and instantly scores. The entire HU offense is humming. There's only been 1 player that hasn't scored, and that's Gage, but he's made huge plays tonight. So, I mean, HU is just humming on offense in all cylinders.
Rugseger swings it. What a pass to Ludwig. Wasn't ready to shoot it, though. And now Bo goes back to the basket. Has to start the offense over with Gage. Size advantage Conrad, and a foul by Dyer. That's 2 straight on him. And now Bailey Conrad, who's played a decent first half, will get a chance for a couple of free throws.
If you're HU, you live with that. I mean, you'd rather give him 2 free throws than a wide open layup there. I mean, that is a little bit too easy for Conrad there. He has a huge size advantage, get an easy layup, so you'd rather send him to the free throw lines like that and miss one.
Just giving some updates around the league. Spring Arbor is currently beating Indiana Wesleyan at Indiana Wesleyan. Interesting storyline. Bethel and St. Francis are just underway, and Taylor Grace is the same story. Marion and Goshen will be tipping off in about 20 minutes. Huntington right now firmly in the 3rd spot as Conrad can't get either to go, and there seems to be a lid on the rim right now for Mount Vernon. Just can't get it going offensively. So Huntington can attack quick here and actually get 1 more shot. Drew Goodline being hounded by Gage. It's another Forrester turnover, and then Gage able to find Pline. Up ahead, Rugseger able to get it to go with the left hand. A little hang and finish.
That is a very tough shot. What a finish.
So now Huntington can hold for the last shot. No shot clock here as Drew Goodline and Joel Dyer get it across.
Hey, Brenner's wide open.
Coach Corey Alford was screaming timeout, and finally he gets rewarded with one. And Coach Alford is asking if he can't call live ball timeouts. He's been calling them all year long, and I guess they made Joel Dyer call it. That used to be a rule. The players would have to turn and call a timeout for the coach. It's been back and forth, and I don't know. But I know that Coach Alford has called timeouts this year in that scenario. So it really doesn't matter, but it's nice to know if there's 10 seconds left in a game and Coach Alford's screaming timeout, they won't give it to him. So, you know, I don't know. One of those things. Might have to get the NAIA rule book out at halftime, and you and I can dig through it.
I mean, honestly, if I'm HU there, the refs weren't giving them the timeout at the time. Cade Brenner was wide open for 3. They could have gotten an easy shot there for one of their better shooters and could have taken advantage of the confusion there. They ended up trying to sell for the timeout anyway, so Coach Corral forgot what he wanted.
Huntington will hold for the last shot here, 16 on the clock. Brenner, Drew Goodline, Joel Dyer, Roman Brewer, and I'm missing one out there. And it's Landon Beagle who shoots, can't get it. Back the other way comes Mount Vernon. Up ahead, not in time. It actually will be from Ludwig. I thought he actually lost the handle there, kind of blocked off. The basket's good. And Huntington, after a dominant first half, will take a big lead with them into the locker room. Just waiting to see if we get Coach Alford over here. I think he went back to the locker room. Am I mistaken?
Yeah, I think he went in the locker room. He's kind of in a rush to talk to his guys after that quick run by Mount Vernon at the end of that quarter.
Okay, so we'll take a break, and we'll have him out of the halftime break when we can. Right now it's Huntington 52-29 at the end of the first half over top of Mount Vernon.
All these years, you're still the same pathetic trash.
Glenn, is that you?
Hey, Harold.
Welcome back, Glenn.
You ain't taking me in, are you? 'Cause I can drive.
20 years. You just left. You didn't call. I thought you were dead.
What's going on that field over there?
Yeah, we're building a church and a school.
We've sold 3 churches and raised 50% of the budget.
Hallelujah!
I'm not about to waste any hard-earned money on some pastor pipe dream that can't even get a line of credit.
Did you get the call from Lloyd?
Lloyd had a heart attack. We have to find a new carpenter by the end of the day.
Could you use me? Your brother says you're a singer.
Your breath smells like gasoline.
Haven't a drunk build this church? He's not a drunk. He's a broken man, just like you and me.
Why can't I just learn the guitar?
You know how we feel about rock music.
Why are you here?
I reckon I could ask you the same thing.
What if somebody did something they weren't supposed to do and you knew about it?
What Glenn needs is a doctor, not a church with no money and a charlatan for a pastor.
Dad!
The best friend I ever had. I love you.
If the Israelites can knock down the walls of Jericho with a prostitute and a marching band, surely Glenn can help us build this church. Remember, ask.
And it shall be given to you.
Seek.
And ye shall find.
Knock.
And the door shall open.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Let's roll.
And action.
I'm the script supervisor. I'm first AC for camera A.
Second AD.
Best boy electric.
Focus puller.
I'm about to run this right here and man the camera.
B-Speed.
Thank you, bye-bye. We've got over 25 students that have worked really hard all semester preparing for this month-long experience.
Oh yeah, the standards have definitely been raised. You ready for me or no?
Normally we do films in 3 days.
We do a lot of student films.
And this has been like 4 weeks plus an entire semester of prep.
This is just insanely different.
The respect that I have for anybody doing group work on a feature film is through the roof.
On set this week, we have Stephen Baldwin.
Let's leave him to do the miracles and me to handle the business.
On the technical side, it was better than anything I've ever experienced before. Kudos to Huntington University.
I'm afraid our conversation ends right here.
We also have casted Bethany Lind. She's on Ozarks and a DC series right now.
You just left. You didn't call. I thought you were dead.
I think this is an amazingly immersive experience. I wish I had had something like this.
Pros come in, and they've come in from all over the country. Our department heads.
The first 2 weeks of mentorship, I mean, it's a lot of teaching. Let's see if I can catch any more. It's fun to see where the students are now. We're on week 4, day 17. We're getting there now. I think it's good to walk away.
I think everybody on this project is in a little bit over our heads. But the prerequisite for being used by God is self-doubt. And we are all being used by God.
All of us are here and gifted with different things by God, and all of those pieces are going to fit together and make a really incredible movie.
I think that I'm like way more capable of like hard labor than I thought I was.
I think I've definitely become more confident in myself and the process of being able to figure stuff out when there's a problem.
Making movies is hard, but it's definitely it's meaningful because it's bigger than you.
I definitely think God is teaching me patience. I have learned how to take things with stride.
We want the way that we make movies to reflect our Christian faith. That's almost more important to me, that our students are seeing that.
That's convenient, thank you.
I hope that they can take something of what we're doing and live out their faith no matter what movie set they're on.
Folks, that is a picture wrap.
Woo!
We just made our movie.
At nursing camp, we learned a lot and had a lot of fun at the same time.
I've always wanted to be a nurse since I was a kid because my mom and grandma were nurses.
So I felt really behind and scared to be majoring in nursing. The professors really make sure that you feel welcome and that you are really understanding what you're getting into if you do join. My favorite part, I think, was going to like the research center. We got to practice like CPR.
I thought I would come here and like not know, like talk to anybody. But like first day, it was like, oh, I already had a whole group of friends.
I would describe nursing camp as super fun, but also super educational. Like they took the education process and made it fun. Everybody's gonna make you feel welcome and you're really gonna have a good time.
Forester Camps is making new friends.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
Great way to experience life here at Huntington University.
I looked into OTA and it looked like a lot what I wanted to do, but I still wasn't really sure like what all it was.
But I did know that I did want to be in the medical field, but I don't really have a stomach for blood. This was a different way to be able to help people like physically, but not have to open them up.
Since it's a smaller place, everyone knows each other. You know, they can invest time in each other.
This would be a great way to learn about it and see what it is.
So I saw how life-changing that can be, and it made me want to do that.
I'm Megan Hosteller. I'm the producer of the In the Beginning, Our Purpose event, and currently we are getting ready for Britt Nicole to come in and just have an intimate worship night with here at HU with all of our students. We're currently getting ready for the camera team to come in, as well as the lighting and everything like that. Our whole team has just put in a lot of effort and time into this event, and we're just really excited to see how it pays off.
One of the big goals for this project is from our community. We want to bring people into this worship night to come in and have a really great experience, to be impacted. We want people to come in and worship God, and ultimately the goal is about finding our purpose. A lot of people are trying to figure out, hey, what's my purpose? Where am I supposed to be going? What am I supposed to be doing the next 5, 10 years? There's going to be a lot of change happening. So what am I supposed to be doing? So the goal of the event is to help people find that purpose through worshiping God, through asking the Holy Spirit to grant us wisdom in these moments, grant us wisdom this night as we sing praises to you, as we receive wisdom from you, as we receive your truth tonight, and ultimately come together in a corporate community to praise you together.
When I saw the name of this, actually the first time I saw it, I think was like on Instagram, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. in the beginning our purpose. Like, this is truly why we were designed and created, was to worship God, you know? And so I love the name of it. I love that, you know, they had a heart and a vision to bring this to their school. And honestly, I've just been so excited, like leading up this whole month. Just my spirit has felt really excited and stirred for what God is going to do tonight. What's cool about it is it doesn't feel like it's about like one particular person. It just feels like, even the way it's set up, it just feels like this is about everyone and just coming together for one purpose.
Back inside Platt Arena, it's Preston Husband and Ryan Holzapfel. And while we have the time, the rest of the crew of FDN Sports, I can't give you every single name working tonight, but all students, despite myself, I'm the old guy on the crew. I'm only 26, Ryan, come on. But an awesome production so far. Replay, several camera angles. Our replay guy, Matt Faust, leading the way tonight. And, man, we've been pretty lucky with a lot of great crews. And once again tonight against Mount Vernon, top-notch broadcast by everyone involved.
Yeah, I mean, FDN Sports has really worked their butts off this semester to really provide the best possible broadcast we can for our fans and the people at home watching, as we want to give them the best possible experience, especially when, you know, I'm not going to hate on our broadcast before this year, but this year we got a lot of new equipment, a lot of new cameras, a lot of new ideas from different students who are like, hey, maybe let's try this and this, get something new going. So we're really just trying to spice it up a little bit for the fans at home.
Yeah, and if you're a Forester fan watching right now, you're enjoying this a little extra because Huntington with a huge lead at the half, Ryan, everything was clicking offensively. Maybe a couple of turnovers that shouldn't have happened, but you put up 52 in one half and you feel good about your chances.
Yeah, I mean, their shooting percentages, 56 from the field, 18 of 32, 6 of 14 from the three, so 42, 43%. I mean, that is incredible shooting. And then you mentioned the turnovers. They have had a lot of turnovers, but not as many as Mount Vernon. They still have less turnovers than Mount Vernon. Really what is holding the Foresters back even just slightly is fouls.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at Zach Goodline, Lane Sparks, Jackson Paul, all with 2 fouls, and those are their top 3 scorers of the game right now. So you've got to be careful. I love the aggressive defense that they've played so far. They have got to be careful drawing with their hands, careful to not get those ticky-tack, reach-in fouls, and just play controlled defense while being aggressive.
And for Huntington, we can go through the list of players that led the way. It's no surprise, Lane Sparks with 14, 6 of 10 shooting, ultra efficient. He actually at one point missed 3 straight shots in the half, so he finished it on a strong note. Zach Goodline, a quiet 10 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Felt like he wasn't out there for half the half, and he still had that much. Jackson Paul with 8. Cade Brenner was 6, made 2 threes in a row, 4 rebounds as well. Landon Jordan had 6 and 8. 3 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds for Drew Goodline, 3 points for Joel Dyer. And the last 2 went to Roman Brewer, who we saw get some much-needed minutes as well.
Yeah, I mean, Lane Sparks and Zach Goodline, once again, I mean, such an offensive, dynamic duo. They have 24 combined right now, which is almost as much as Mount Vernon's entire team right now. I mean, they are firing on all cylinders, making their shots, making the right plays. With that, I mean, there's a couple of turnovers there, and there's a couple of fouls that they need to control, but they have played a really great game of basketball so far.
Once again, take you around the Crossroads League over in Marion, Indiana. IWU leads Spring Arbor, but only by 1 at the half, 37-36. Grace taking it to Taylor. They've taken it to everyone this year. They're undefeated, 21-8. St. Francis and Bethel caught in a tight one. The Pilots leading that one right now 11-10. Just a couple of minutes in. That game means a little more for HU, though, because Huntington right now, as I mentioned, firmly in the 3rd spot with an 8-4 record. But they go to Marion, a healthy Marion this time around. They didn't face a healthy Marion the first time. It was a close game. And they've got a slim lead over Bethel. They do have the tiebreaker over the Pilots. But if St. Francis can knock the Pilots off, that gives you a little more room. You just keep creeping away, and you would feel really good about hosting a game inside this gym. Of course, we already talked about it. in his coaching career, Coach Corey Alford is 47-12 in this building, so they take care of business under his wings.
Well, Platt Arena is quite the environment for our team. I mean, the fans love them here. There's great energy in the crowd, especially when you get a highlight play like that Gage McGuire block in the first half. And once they get a highlight play, this place is electric. And the Huntington team really feeds off of that, all off the fans' energy. They love to play with pace, especially then. They feel good. They hit their shots. They love to take care of business at home, and they love defending Platt Arena.
And they've done that really well. Last year was amazing for them here, 15-2. This year, still good, but even Corey will admit that he doesn't feel like maybe they've done it as well as he would like, but still very happy with the results. And, you know, as I mentioned several times, Corey kind of took this program and turned them back into a really spectacular team. And 40-25 in his time in the Crossroads League, that's the toughest conference in America. And they finally got that first ranked win, and they were a Drew Goodline buzzer beater away from having 2. So they're right there, and they're hanging around. They're in the current bracket, the predicted bracket, and they just want to keep climbing their way up into a higher seed now.
Yeah, the entire conference was put on notice last year from this HU team and what they're capable of, and they came in with expectations, and even though they had a rough start, they are starting to live up to those expectations right now.
Huntington will go right back to work now on the offensive end where they were so efficient in that first half. Zach is wide open. He'll shoot. No good. Landon tips it once. Couldn't get the second. And then the loose ball's picked up by Rugseger.
A rare wide open miss from Zach Goodline.
Hasn't shot the 3 as well as he did last year. Pline goes to work against Jackson Paul. First 2 of the half go to him. Averages right around 7.5 per contest. Got a couple of baskets tonight. Huntington in their home grays that they wear occasionally against the dark blue Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars. Jackson had 8 in the first half, and a tough finish over the top puts him into double digits.
I think that's something that you and me have talked about, how Jackson Paul has taken a little bit more of an offensive role this year, something he not normally has taken over the years, but he has really lived up to what the coaches needed from him, and he has been huge.
Lane gets the rebound, pushes it straight up to Jackson again. He'll find Drew, who slows it down for the moment. And now Zach Goodline will go off the dribble. Thought about that step back. Drew has it on the baseline. Up top, Jackson Paul. He just came off of 2, and now he's fouled on his way to the rim. And as we talked about in the girls' game, the cylinder rule does not apply for them. It does here, and Pline was right in that semicircle, and Jackson Paul's heading to the free throw line.
Yeah, you can see his back heel on the line, and that's all the refs need to call the foul.
And really, I think it was probably a blocking foul anyways.
Yeah,
It
he
didn't
didn't
look
have
like
his feet set.
Pline was really set and ready to go. Jackson makes good on the first. JP has had a little bit up and down offensive year. At one point, he was averaging around 15 points per contest in the Crossroads League. Right now, right around 9.8, but having a big game tonight. And he did that in the first game against this Mount Vernon side as well. He had 20 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He likes playing against these Cougars.
Yeah, there's a couple of players that really like playing this team out. Specifically know why. I guess they, oh wow, what a move. Sorry, he just cut me off. Conrad with an incredible move in the paint.
Conrad uses his strength to get through Jackson Paul. And now Lane Sparks breaks the press on his own, and now he'll shoot it and can't get the roll. Rugseger gets the rebound. Cade now pushes it back. Milton Gage swings it to Conrad. 3 ball on the way for Koning. That one's finally good for him. He really struggled to shoot it in that first half. That's his first 3 points. See Coach Ronay trying to keep his team engaged even though they're down 20. Good start to this half. Zach behind the back, lost it, now finds Drew. And now Lane coming off that miss, throws it up top. Landon catches underneath the basket and scores it. A talented big man down low, able to control his body.
That's 8 and 9 for Jordan now. Double-double watch. I mean, he is doing it all for HU here.
Doning against Jordan now. Backdoor cut. Sparks kicked it away, so Mount Vernon's going to keep the ball under their own basket. And, you know, Landon for a while was going on big runs scoring, and then he had a quiet day against IWU, only 2 points, bounced right back at St. Francis. He had 15 points, 3 rebounds, and a couple of blocks in that game, and he's going to have a better game than that tonight, it looks like.
Yeah, he's off to a great start. If he continues with the trajectory that his game is going right now, he's going to have one of his best games of the season.
Doning just coming off that first field goal, doubled, throws it out to Pline, and now Milton Gage will launch a 3. That's his second of the night. Gage has really shot it pretty well here tonight and for the year, as Jackson Paul thought that was coming to him. Instead, it found Sparks. Zach works with Landon. Now Jackson Paul and Landon Jordan, they've been working together for several years. Zach will launch a 3 off the screen. That one's no good, falling left, and Milton Gage pushes it back the other way. Conrad has not shot it well from deep, but he can do that as well. Gets to the rim, and now it's just a 17-point game.
Yeah, Mount Vernon's done very well here to start this quarter. They're scoring at a much more efficient rate. They're playing better defense. They're having a greater performance here in the second half.
Zach finds Jackson Paul. He goes up and under and scores another bucket. He is really getting it going in this second half now.
Yeah, he's tied Lane Sparks in scoring. He's at 14 right now too. He's playing well right now.
Conrad launches a 3, still can't hit from deep, and that goes directly out of bounds. And Conrad, who's really mostly a pick and pop guy tonight, yet to connect from deep. He's now 0 for 5, make it 0 for 6 from beyond the 3-point line.
Yeah, I mean, he's really someone who they've limited in scoring because they're doing closeouts. I mean, even if he is getting some, careful there. He almost slipped and got an ankle breaker. But as I was saying, he's a good shooter, and they're doing good closeouts on him, and they're keeping him off balance from his 3-point shot and not letting him get to it.
Jordan catches, falls away, couldn't get that shot to drop. Justus Solis is in the game for the first time out of Costa Rica. See him wear number 23. A couple of other subs as well as Jack Cahoon's back in with Carter Jones. It's actually a full line change. 3 ball on the way. That one just falls off, and Jordan has another rebound. Zach.
That's his 10th.
Takes a step back 3, trying to get one to go, and he finally does.
Yeah, Zach Goodline, he's been launching those step back 3s and those transition 3s, and he finally gets one to go, and that's what he was looking for.
Nice job there readjusting from Burkholder. Jackson Paul tried to block the shot, just didn't get to it in time. And now the double comes, and Zach Goodline will break the press. Zach working with a freshman on him. The senior thought about another one. Tried going give and go with Jordan, couldn't quite connect. And now Drew gets to the rim, left hand, scores it over the top of Jones.
HU, they're starting to answer. Mount Vernon was going on a little bit of a run, but now HU is answering right back, and they're scoring back to the same efficiency as that first half.
Burkholder still in there. 5 subs in the game right now. Ludwig, one of them. Remember, he had that big game, really emotional at Mount Vernon after a great first half, then kind of got shut out in the second. Tonight, somewhat of the same story. Jones, 15-footer. Looked like it went off the shot clock. It's going to fall to HU anyways. Up ahead, Sparks. He'll rise up. Another easy bucket. And Lane and Zach right now on a personal run. It's really the Goodline brothers, Jackson and Lane. It's everyone.
Everyone's playing well right now. I mean, you can't really point to one player who's just absolutely playing better than the others because they're all playing so great right now.
Inside, a foul going to be called on Goodline. Carter Jones had the size on him, but right now it's a sizable lead for HU. 67-43, our first media timeout in the second half. When we come back, it's Mount Vernon's ball.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
Ryan, you and I talked about the difference in the basketball team on the court right now for the Foresters compared to maybe the first few games of the year and the first few conference games of the year. In that last matchup against the Cougars of Mount Vernon, Huntington had 4 bench points. Tonight, they've got 11. They've got 6 from Cade Brenner, 3 from Joel Dyer, 2 from Roman Brewer. And you can talk about how good Gage McGuire was as well, just didn't score, but it's a different team. They're playing better defense, holding this team to 43 points at the moment. Everything's clicking and at the right time for HU.
Yeah, I mean, they had a very rough start, which is uncharacteristic for HU. I mean, everyone knew what they were capable of, and to see them struggle on defense, especially early on in the season, was a little bit of a head scratcher, but they're proving exactly why they were ranked nationally at the beginning of the season with these last couple games and the way that they've really improved on defense.
Could see Rugsiger get ran off the Rhine there by McGuire. Now Sparks goes through the lane, hangs, can't finish. Second attempt is good though.
Lane Sparks, he is so deadly once he gets inside the paint. They cannot allow, if you're Mount Vernon, you cannot allow him to get inside the paint.
Gage down on the court, nearly got stepped on. Another steal, good hands by Goodline. And now they're going to take a break as Milton Gage is down on the court. I think he may have got a shoe to the forehead there. I'm not exactly sure. He was down trying to dribble the basketball, and then it may have been Zach or Drew. Take a look here. It looks like Sparks may have just got him trying to step through, and really it wasn't on top of the face. It was kind of kicked to the face instead. And, of course, nothing intentional, but you never know.
And a lucky break for the Cougars, too, because there was a 5-on-4 fast break down the other way because he was on the floor.
Okay, so the refs are going to come over and take a review at this play really quick. We'll send it to a break and let you know the result when we come back. One of our quickest reviews of the year, Ryan. Inadvertent foot to the face there for Milton Gage, and it kind of looked like that the entire time. But you still have to check on a play like that. You just never want anything dirty going on. And we've had a lot of reviews here the last couple of games. Bethel, I think we had 3 or 4 in that game. IWU, we had a couple. And it's a great use of our broadcasts and our replay guy, Matt Fowles, once again, nailing it.
Hey, I love our replay.
Sorry about that, Jackson.
No, you're good.
Paul shot it up. Conrad grabbed the miss. McGuire stole it and stuck it back. Tell you, McGuire, yeah, he brings the energy, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And there it is. There's his first points of the game.
Almost another steal by Zach. Koning puts it on the floor. Sparks deflected it, falls down out of bounds, and it's off of Zach Goodline. So Mount Vernon will keep the ball, but all of a sudden that 17-point lead for HU is back up to 28. They're in firm control again.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the box score, every single player that has come into the game for HU has scored. The only exception to that is Landon Beagle, but he's only played about a minute of gameplay, so that's very hard to get a shot. That's only about 2 possessions. So the fact that everyone has scored that's gone on the court is really impressive and shows you the versatility of this HU offense.
Foul called as that one got jammed in. And I think it's going to be on Drew Goodline as he didn't stay straight up. And Carter Pline is going to shoot some free throws. It actually probably should have gone on Cade Brenner, I thought.
Yeah.
But either way, just Drew's second.
It's a basketball wedgie, as they call it.
We had one of those in the girls' game, and I told you you're going to have to go get it. But first one good for Pline. And now we're going to see Cade Brenner back in as Sparks and Goodline get a rest. And a good game to do that. They play a ton of minutes. And
yes, they do.
They need some rest sometime, too. So Joel Dyer comes in as well. Guard-heavy lineup with McGuire.
I'd like to see them get some more shots for Cade Brenner. I mean, he hit those 2 threes early. I'd like for them to get him a couple more shots, as he can be so electric, and he could have one of his best performances of the night, especially after he's already at 2.
Drew takes a tough falling to his left 3. Couldn't get it to go. And now Trent Koenig brings it back. Rugseger has had a quiet night and threw it right off the side of Jackson Paul, so it'll stick with Mount Vernon. And quickly, Zach Goodline comes back in, and Jackson Paul will head out.
I think Jackson Paul has actually played the most minutes of the game. I mean, he's been the one on Rugseger most of the game, playing good defense, so want to give him some rest.
Carter Jones misses an easy one, and then Pline gets it back. Thought it could have been a jump ball, but instead it's going to be a foul on McGuire. And it's going to be a shooting foul at that, so Carter Pline's going back to the line.
Yeah, I mean, Gage McGuire has the ball, and he has the 2 hands. That's usually a jump ball. I guess they just weren't locked long enough for it to be a full jump ball.
Pline just went to the free throw line. Now he's back there, knocks in the first. And for Huntington on the night, shot 14 free throws, made 12 for Mount Vernon. They're 9 of 13, so both teams doing a nice job collecting. Make it actually 11 of 15 for Mount Vernon now. So they're always a good free throw shooting team. They're at 77.5 on the year. That's one of the best in the country. But right now, Huntington's still with a big advantage, of course.
Yeah, Huntington's playing very well. I mean, Mount Vernon's not playing as good as they want to be, but yeah, I love the way that they've played a lot better here in the second half if you're Mount Vernon.
Drew gonna have to go to work. Late shot clock, step back from his spot, can't get it to drop. And here comes Mount Vernon again. Rugseger will work to his right, swung it over, another deflection caught by Jones. Down the lane goes Ludwig, finds Rugseger, missed a wide open 3, got his own miss. Pline goes into McGuire, can't finish, Jones scores it, and that's a lot of extra chances for Mount Vernon on that possession.
Well, Gage did a great job of defending, but no one else came from the other side to box out the other Mount Vernon player. And if you're HU, that you have to get to that other side because Gage can't cover both sides.
Joel fires again. That one's too strong. Cade almost kept it alive. Instead, Rugseger pushes it forward. Ludwig fires a 3, another miss, and Drew Goodline has it. Back and forth we go. Drew splits the defenders, goes Euro step, hangs, misses, and another rebound for Rugseger.
If you're Drew there, you have to see Cade Brenner wide open in the corner. I mean, that's a shot you can't pass up, especially when you're going in the paint against 2 defenders.
Rugseger cut off again. Koenig fires. He's had a cold night. That continues, and now Zach Goodline pulls down another rebound, and now a whistle on Ludwig. And that will be the 3rd on Mount Vernon, 2nd on Mount Vernon in this half, and the 1st on Bo Ludwig. And Huntington will have the ball. We're just about to our next media. Can kind of feel the sloppiness in a runaway game right now. I'm sure the Foresters want to ratchet that intensity back up a little bit and just wipe this game out.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell. I mean, anytime a team gets a huge lead like this, you're always going to want to be a little bit relaxed, laid back. Oh, you don't want to try as hard anymore because, you know, you're confident, you have a lead, but you cannot do that. And uh-oh.
Yeah, you could kind of hear there's a wet spot on the floor over there, and Landon.
Well, it looked like he stepped wrong, too. That's scary.
I think he's okay. It almost sounded like his foot slipped. They had a leak out. I mean, this is going to be hammer time here for Jordan. Just couldn't get to it. Instead, Brenner fires a 3, missed it, and we're back in action the other way as Mount Vernon has a chance to cut into the lead again. Rugseger fouled by Joel Dyer. They're going to call it shooting. And now Cade will go back to the free throw line for Mount Vernon. That is the third on Joel Dyer. And you can see pretty easy call on that one.
Yeah, Rigzager got what he wanted, got to the lane, got Joel Dyer on him, who's a smaller defender, forced him to foul. Good play from Cade.
He'll put the first one up and in. Actually, he's missed a couple of free throws tonight, which is a rare sight. He's a dead-eye shooter. Despite his struggles shooting, he still has 11 points leading the way, 7 rebounds and 3 assists. He's actually one of their leading rebounders as well. A great athlete.
I mean, when you're a scorer like Cade and then you also provide tons of rebounds, your team very much appreciates it and values and benefits from it.
Sparks goes to his strong left side. He's bumped, and it should be 2 free throws. And I haven't seen if it will be shooting, but it will be. So we're going to take a break. We're under 10 media, our second media of the half. Still, the Foresters up 20 when we're back on FDN Sports. Zach Goodline and Landon Jordan bring you back into Platte Arena. So do we. Preston Husband, Ryan Holzapfel, and we talked about it. A little sloppiness between both sides right now, but when you need a bucket, Lane Sparks goes to the rim, and he's having one of those nights again, 18 points, and it's almost like, how? How does he have 18 points again?
Well, and especially with if you've been watching, well, like we said, the sloppiness, you would have expected maybe the leading scorer to have 12 points on the team. I mean, it's been a very balanced effort, but still, Lane Sparks showing that even if it is a rough night for the team offensively, as they're turning over a little bit more than they want to, causing a lot more fouls than they should, he's still getting it done. I mean, 18 points, and I mean, that's impressive on itself, and then that's including Jackson Paul with 14, Zach Goodline with 13. I mean, that trio right there is the reason that they're up so much in this game.
Sparks has only been to the free throw line twice tonight. We mentioned he's the best free throw shooter in the league, and now he's missed 2. So he's 1 of 3 from the charity stripe. He was actually somewhat in the running for the best free throw percentage in season history for HU, but with 3 misses now tonight, something to probably check off his list for next year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen him miss 2 free throws in a row in my time watching HU basketball.
Rugsager gets an easy bucket past Jordan, and now Huntington's got a hold and break this press again, back to an 18-point lead. We've kind of swung between 28 and 18 this entire second half. So Foresters now to look to push it back to a 20-point lead, or 21 with the 3, and a technical is going to be called on Landon Jordan down low. And I couldn't quite see what was going on, but for Landon, that just can't happen. And I guess I missed what did happen. We'll see if we've got an angle of it.
Looks like he was talking to him about a foul that Jordan thought happened on the other end, but let's see here.
So Landon swats away the arm of Milton Gage.
And he's talking to him. Yeah. Yeah, and the referee's like, no, you can't do that. Which Landon's got to control his emotions a little bit there. You can't get riled up like that, and the ref will call you for it.
I'll tell you what, though, 2 quick whistles on technicals tonight on both sides. It seems like that's just part of the game. Even the Rugsager shot, I seriously do not care that he does that. He makes a shot, let him know it. Like, he didn't do anything that was in a hostile manner. And then for Landon as well, he's talking mid-possession. And sure, I guess that's how it goes, and you can't say certain things, but I don't know. Let them play a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of sports is competition, and if you take the competition out, then what's left? Because the competition is what makes sports so interesting and so much fun to watch and play, is when you're able to have that kind of competition with teammates and against opponents, and you got to let them play a little bit. I agree.
So it's 71-55 now. Game getting a little tighter. Jackson Paul has had the answer all night, and he's fouled here by Carter Jones. And Jackson has a chance for 2 more free throws. He's kind of been the go-to guy when they've needed a big bucket tonight.
Well, I mean, he's been that for most of the season, which, I mean, not something usually assigned to him as the go-ahead bucket getter at the end of the game, but he has done that because he has just shown his offensive growth as a player. We know what a good defender he is. We know all of the things that he does so well for this HU team. And to add this amazing offensive prowess that he's grown here over this year really just adds a whole nother layer to his game and something that Coach Corey Alford loves.
Jackson stops the streak of 3 straight missed free throws. It's back to a 17-point lead. It's the closest Mount Vernon has been in this second half. Rook Seger starting to get his offense going. Backs down, and now Koenig. He'll drive baseline, swings it out. 3 ball on the way from Burkholder, rattles in and out. Milton Gage somehow gets another rebound, and then McGuire was able to deflect it away and then pick up the loose ball. And now it's the Foresters basketball again as Milton Gage picks up a foul about 90 feet from the basket.
That's tough rebounding from Gage. I mean, you got 2 guys there. You've got to get the ball out. I mean, a little bit aggressive, but Milton with the foul.
Well, now with the cylinder rule, you can kind of swing those arms around and not be penalized for it. We saw it in the IWU game with Zach Goodline. They, if you're in someone's cylinder, they will call a foul quickly, and that's kind of what happened there.
Yeah.
72-55, HU trying to take care of business.
Bad pass. You cannot make that. Oh, and he missed it.
Yeah, Burkholder missed an easy one. Sparks got a little careless with it. Now got the defensive rebound, and now pushes it the other way. He'll slow down with Zach Goodline. He'll fire another catch and shoot 3, and that one is a heartbreaker for Mount Vernon as Huntington's back up 20. And as poorly as Zach has shot it from 3 this year, he's getting it going from downtown tonight. And we're waiting to see if it's going to be a full timeout. It'll be just that. We will take it with them. Huntington 75, Mount Vernon 55, when we're back on FTN Sports.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
Preston Husband and Ryan Holzapple back inside Platt Arena. It's been a game of runs here in this second half. Huntington still up 20, but we've seen it all. 2 technicals, a lot of free throws, 1 review, foot to the face. I mean, we've got everything in this basketball game, and that's kind of what the Crossroads League is like. And right now, Huntington trying to take care of business and sweep the Mount Vernon Cougars. This will be their 4th straight win against Mount Vernon.
We have about everything except a competitive game right now.
Yeah. Gage tipped away again. Another turnover. Up ahead. Gage McGuire lift off.
That's something you see often from Gage, but you like him getting up, getting the crowd involved.
McGuire has been gritty tonight, finally getting rewarded as well on the offensive end. I mean, Drew Goodline's hands tonight as well on the defensive end. He has been all over the place making things happen.
And he does a little bit of everything. You see I mean, he only has 5 points, but 2 good shots. He's deflecting tons of shots, tons of possessions like that. He's getting steals. He's getting rebounds, assists. I mean, he kind of does everything.
Conrad finds Rugsiger. He shoots another one. That time he got it. One of his 2 threes tonight. So he does get one to go, and then Zach Goodline threw it straight out of bounds.
That's part of what you and I were talking about the sloppy play. They've got to clean it up. As you cannot let the lead get to your head, because once you let the lead get to your head, then you just play sloppy. You turn it over a lot, and the team that's fighting back with every ounce of their being, they're going to take advantage of it.
In the corner, a little too hot to handle there as Coney got hit right in the face. Milton Gage might sign up for baseball. They're starting their season here in a couple of weeks.
With that kind of throw, absolutely. That was a bullet of a pass.
So it's 77-58. Tough spot to inbound it. Goodline does get it into Jackson Paul. And now JP will swing it way up ahead. Lane Sparks is wide open. Now gets to the rim, blocked by Conrad.
Good defense.
Conrad coast to coast, runs right over Jackson Paul, and JP wins the possession right back.
And that's what Jackson Paul does. He saw him coming down, and he got right in his path, and there was no way. He had too much momentum to stop there. There's nothing he could do. You could see him try to sidestep there. He just had too much momentum going forward. He couldn't.
That's a big boy, too, coming at you. 6'7", 230. Jackson Paul nowhere near that big, and thankfully he's okay.
Taking a charge is not easy, especially against a bigger defender like that. I mean, that's a lot of force, a lot of weight coming at you. I mean, a strong guy, a lot bigger than you, weighs more. So, I mean, give it to Jackson Paul. Give him kudos to be willing to take that kind of drive.
Drew goes coast to coast, then turns it over. Another careless mistake by HU. This game could get a little closer again, as Koning has not had a hot night shooting, and he's fouled on a 3, and that's what you cannot do if you're Drew Goodline. Cannot foul a jump shot shooter, and they did it just there.
I mean, it was good defense until he got in his, he got right underneath him as he shot that. You cannot do that if you're Drew Goodline, and you can see it right here. He lands right in his space. You just can't do that. Yeah, knocked him over. Careless mistake by Drew Goodline. Zach's letting him know about it right now, too.
Yep, Zach being a leader to his younger brother. Thankfully, Koning, though, misses the first. 85% free throw shooter. We've seen a lot of great free throw shooters miss a lot of free throws tonight.
I mean, Lane Sparks, we've seen Rugsager, he missed some free throws too. I mean, not two guys that rarely miss, and I mean, Lane Sparks missing 3 free throws, which is unheard of.
Koning drops in the second. He's got one more, trying to cut it to 17 with just over 7 minutes left, and he does just that. And now Huntington will have to break the press again. It's been a little bit of an issue here in the second half. Jackson will do it himself this time, gets it across and finds Drew Goodline. Huntington settles down. They can burn some clock here. Zach, another step back Jay. No good, in and out. McGuire kept it alive to Drew Goodline. Zach now off the dribble. Gets into the lane. Will start the offense over behind the arc. Drew launches a catch and shoot 3, in and out, and rebound down to Ludwig. Here comes Gage and Rugsager. Cade puts it on the floor, hands it off Koning. Just made a couple of free throws, falls away. A tough bucket over the top.
That is not an easy shot, and he made it look easy.
And now a quick whistle on Milton Gage, and I believe that's going to put Huntington in the bonus the rest of the way, and it will.
That is a foul you cannot afford if you're Milton Gage. You're trying to claw back in this. You just got it down to 15, and now you're sending, again, one of the better free throw shooters in the conference straight to the line.
Yeah, you can see Gage just had a hold of that left arm. Goodline was doubled, so no reason really to foul, but he does anyways, his third. And now Goodline knocks in the first on the 1-and-1. Zach tonight, it's been an up and down evening for him. He's 5 of 10, that's it. He does have 16 points now, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. So he's looking for his first double-double of the year. And over the weekend, he had 23 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, nearly a triple-double at St. Francis.
Yeah, I looked at that stat line, and I was like, wow, he had an incredible game.
Rugsager comes off the screen, now goes baseline, swings it. Conrad trying to make his first 3, and he finally has from the top of the key.
And the defense, I mean, they got put in scramble mode. There's a little bit of lazy defense to start it, and you cannot do that.
Huntington can't get the ball in, and finally Jackson Paul does. Jackson goes to the rim, foul, couldn't get the bucket, but Gage just picked up his fourth, and Huntington just barely got that ball in there.
Yeah, I mean, they were struggling to find it in, and then look at Jackson Paul just taking it down the court. 3 defenders there, nearly gets an and one on top of it. I mean, what a play from Jackson.
So Jackson will head back to the free throw line. He has got 15 tonight. He had 20 against this squad last time. Puts his first one up and knocks it in. It's up to 16 now, and Gage, who's one of their best defenders and playmaker, he's nearly fouled out here with 6 minutes left in this game, and they've kind of made it a game in general right now, only down 15.
Yeah, I mean, when you've been down 20 most of the game, that 5-point difference in the lead really can get a team to push back.
Thought it was Huntington's ball, and it should have been, but instead they're going to give it to Mount Vernon.
Wow. Yeah, I would definitely looked off Mount Vernon there.
I don't know how the ball would go back that way if Huntington touched it. Either way, it's going to be Mount Vernon's ball. They got a chance to cut into this lead a little more. Conrad and Koning, 2 Ks, and that one's a little too tall for Milton Gage. He's only 5'11". Koning thought he was 6'4".
Yeah, he threw that a little bit too tall. I mean, Milton's got some hops, but not that much. I mean, that was wild. And you can see right there, yeah, that's clearly off Bo Ludwig. I mean, that's he clearly hits it. Wow, missed call from the refs.
Didn't hurt HU. Up top, Landon explodes on the rim, and that's a 17-point lead, and that's one of the easiest shots he's had all year.
Yeah, that's just a collapse of defense from Mount Vernon.
Gage inside, fouled, and they're going to call it shooting as Milton got Drew Goodline up in the air. And so now the rest of the way, it's Mount Vernon in the bonus as well, and that's 4 personal on Drew Goodline.
Yeah, I mean, Drew's got to stay on his feet. He's jumping a little bit too much and too often here on these fake outs. I mean, you saw it earlier with the 3 landing in his space and giving them 3 free throws. And right there, jumping a little bit too early and giving them 2 more free throws. He's got to be careful.
So it is a shooting foul, so Gage will shoot 2 here at the line. Milton, 1 dribble, up and no good. But once again, just 2, and the whole left side of the lane thought it was a 1-and-1. So now Gage will have a chance to split the pair. 17-point lead for HU, over 5 minutes left. He missed both. And as mentioned, decent free throw shooter, missing a pair at the line. It's kind of been like that for both sides tonight. Free throw shooting not the strong suit.
Wow, Landon Jordan now with 10 points and 12 rebounds. What a game for him. He's having an incredible game for them.
Zach threw it to Sparks. He'll shoot it anyways. That was quite the shot. Jackson Paul kept it alive and got the rebound. Jackson through the lane. He'll fall away again, and that one is no good. Milton Gage pulled it down. He's a great rebounder for a small guard.
Yes, he is.
Finds Pline.
He hustles.
Now Conrad. Rugseger pulls. Rugseger hits. Down to a 14-point game.
14-point game. HU's got to be careful.
Zach working against Gage. Splits the defense, lobs it up. Landon at the rim.
Oh, boy. You cannot give that up if you're Mount Vernon.
Conrad launches right back. He's still cold from out there. And now Jackson Paul pushes it ahead. No one's in front of him. Another easy layup. And Mount Vernon has just given up run out after run out tonight. I mean, so many easy buckets. And Coach Ronay needs a timeout. And that will also, I believe, take us to our final media. We'll have to wait here and see. So Coach Brett Vipperman, one of the Mount Vernon greats, calls a 30, but it's going to take us to a media anyways. Final media, Huntington up 18 with 4:24 left when we're back. Back in Platte Arena, it's an 18-point lead for the Foresters. This is our final media timeout, so we should be able to keep you here the rest of the way. And for Huntington, they just got to take care of the basketball, maybe make a few more shots, and they could lock this one up and get their 9th conference win. Since Corey Alford has been here, they have only failed to make 10 wins in the conference once, and that was his first year, 8-9. So pretty remarkable double-digit wins in 3 of the 4 years, going to be after they win 2 more games. And that's just a testament to some of the players he's brought in, but also the style that he plays at in a tough conference.
Yeah, he's a great coach, and you can tell he's a great coach by looking at that box score tonight. I mean, 18, 18, 18 are their top 3 scorers. That's incredible, and it shows his coaching and how impactful he is on his athletes.
Huntington back on work on the defensive end. Cade Brenner in, easy bucket, missed by Pline, but he will score it on the second time. So he does make good on the second attempt, and now Jackson Paul pushes it right back the other way. He'll slow it down, hand it off to Zach Goodline, who hands it right back. Cade Brenner back in the game for HU. Lane Sparks a little quiet at the moment. He has it now. I can change it any moment. Zach swings through, drives into the lane. He's bumped by,
yeah, he ran
who
into
was it
him
there? Conrad there. And it's going to be a couple more free throws now, as it might have been a push on the back end too, and Landon Jordan.
Honestly, Landon Jordan, he gets tripped actually. He puts his leg under him and trips him there and then throws him. I'm surprised the ref didn't see that.
Yeah, I can't believe we're not coming to look at that one too. You know?
Yeah, that could be a technical foul or flagrant. If you know, pull down someone like that, trip them and throw them to the ground, you can't really do that. I'm surprised.
Zach can't get the first to go. That was a 1-and-1. Free throws still an issue right now. Conrad keeps launching. That time,
wedgie
got it stuck in there, and it's going to stay with Mount Vernon. So that's quite generous, because Conrad has shot it really, really poorly tonight, and then one of his misses stays with Mount Vernon. So kind of unfortunate there for HU.
Yeah, I mean, when someone's shooting that bad and, you know, they get the wedgie, that's just fortunate for Mount Vernon. I mean, yeah, that was definitely not going in.
Never got above the rim, really.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're waiting to look at here. Maybe the shot clock. It's going to be at 20.
You're talking about bad shooting night for Conrad. I'm going to try 1 of 9 from three-point range. I mean, that is very unlike him.
Steal off the inbounds play. Zach running right back at the defense. Goes up and under. Count it, plus the foul.
Oh, my goodness. That is such a tough shot. What a shot from Zach Goodline in transition over 2 defenders.
Yeah, he had a chance to throw it up. He decided he was going to split them, go up and under, spin it up with the right hand.
Mean, watch this. This is incredible. I mean, look at that. Up and under. Puts perfect spin off the glass. I mean, man.
We've seen that a few times in his career, and he drops in the 3rd point as well. McGuire's going to come in. Landon Jordan's going to come out. And it looks like Coach Ronay would like a timeout. So that's going to take us to a break. For the final time here tonight inside Platte Arena, it's 89-70 when we're back on FDN Sports.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home.
Back live in Platte Arena, it's Mount Vernon's ball, down 19 here on the campus of Huntington University. Rugseger rises up, can't score it, and then it falls down to Jackson Paul. It's been a tough go for these Cougars inside Platte Arena. The last 3 times they've been here, they've been defeated, and 2 of them by double digits. Huntington looking to make it 2 straight by double digits. Sparks goes out wide, now drives, throws one up, can't get it to finish. Brenner kept it alive, and then Conrad had a rebound. Rugseger keeps pulling. Left it short again. He's really shot it not well from downtown tonight, and that could be said for most of the Mount Vernon team, now 7 of 29 from deep.
Yeah, that is very bad shooting. I mean, especially for a team that has such good shooters.
Sparks, strong move again, scores it with the left hand. He's into 20. Him and Goodline have combined for 41 again tonight, and really that's an off night for them.
Yeah, I mean, they're usually scoring 50+ combined, so an incredible performance still from them.
Conrad inside, got Jackson Paul in the air and still scored. 19-point lead. Up ahead comes Zach Goodline. He goes to the rim. He's got another easy bucket, and Zach just keeps getting it done. And I'm telling you, this extended pressure from Mount Vernon will not work against Huntington, against this team. And now a foul on Brenner. But you just see it. They keep pushing the pressure, and it just continues to lead to easy buckets all night long for HU.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Mount Vernon didn't go away from it because, I mean, every single time that they've tried to apply pressure, besides maybe 1 or 2 times, HU's gotten the ball up quick on an easy transition bucket. And if you're Mount Vernon, you just can't afford those, especially when you're trying to claw your way back into a game. You just can't afford those kinds of easy buckets that HU's gotten all night long.
I mean, you got to give it to Coach Renee. He sticks with what he likes, but, I mean, just layup after layup for HU tonight. A lot of them weren't even contested early, maybe a few, but he, you know, Coach Renee stuck with it, and Huntington had maybe 6, 7, maybe as many as 10 wide open dunks and layups tonight.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, you got to go away from what you like if it's not working, and that's something that their coaches didn't do, and it backfired on him a little bit.
Some different guys getting a run right now as Roman Brewer's back in with Landon Beagle, Cade Brenner, Jackson Paul, and Joel Dyer. A couple of subs on for HU. Jackson leading the team right now. This will be his team to lead next year when Zach Goodline leaves. So maybe a look at the future as JP goes off the dribble and Conrad fouled him. And now Jackson will shoot more free throws, but that's something you got to start thinking about. You know, you're up 20, minute 30 left. Jackson Paul's coming back, and you're losing an All-American in Zach Goodline. So it's his team next year, and he'll be running the point, so why not give it a run right now?
Yeah, I mean, you're losing Zach on top of, I believe they're losing Joel Dyer as well because he's a senior. So that's 2 of your main ball handlers. So now the ball will be in the hands of Drew Goodline and Jackson Paul, and they're really going to have to step up in Zach Goodline's absence. And, I mean, obviously it's very hard losing an All-American player, but we know how capable those 2 guys are, and they're going to make great floor generals and point guards for HU.
Jackson has 20 now, 8 of 9 from the free throw line. He's been really rock solid tonight. 2 20-point games against this Mount Vernon team, and I'm sure he'll be excited to see him again next year. Offensive rebound, Pline, double comes, now thrown back outside. Solis with the 3, knocks it in. And Justus Solis from Costa Rica in for some rare minutes, knocks in a 3-ball. Jackson sprints back the other way and now slows it down. We'll have Will Hotchkiss and Luke LaGrange subbing in here as well. So now it's all subs in the game right now as Hotchkiss, the native of Huntington, and Luke LaGrange from Leo High School, son of Gabe LaGrange, one of the Forrester greats. Just saw Zach Goodline pass him actually a couple games ago in the scoring record book. So Huntington giving a lot of guys some chances tonight, and it was a full-on effort tonight. You know, it's 19-point lead, but it got a little closer than that for a while.
Yeah, it was a little bit closer than they wanted it to be, but especially at times, but they got it done. I mean, you can see the score right there, 95-76. They got it done at the end of the day, performed at the level that they knew that they can, and they executed very well.
So Mount Vernon will be able to throw it back in again. This is Burkholder. He's someone to watch for the next few years at Mount Vernon. As it's a game full of subs at the moment, Huntington's going to win comfortably here tonight at home. They needed this win, and they got it. They turn right around and play Marion Friday at 3 p.m. And the subs force a shot clock violation. Turnovers all night long is what kind of hurt both teams for a while, but especially Mount Vernon. They've got 18 on the night.
Yeah, I mean, their turnovers, I mean, they've shot a lot of late shot clock shots, and if you're HU, you're going to live with that.
Luke LaGrange missed. Beagle had a short shot. He missed as well, and then LaGrange fights for it. Shot clock should be off, and it looks like it will actually stay on. So there's a 5-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. We'll see if Huntington gets a shot up. Dyer will drive in, swings it into Brewer, had it knocked away, and now pushing the pace is Dreyer. Bounce pass stolen away, and that will be the 19th turnover, and that will be the difference in the game. 19-point win for Huntington University. They continue to roll over the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars. They've dominated this rivalry for the last couple of years, and that did not change again tonight, Ryan.
No, it did not. They executed their game plan to perfection. They played great defense. Their offense was humming all night long. They were making the Cougars pace that they like to play at hurt them with breaking the pressure that they love to play at. They love to play it fast, and they used it against them very well tonight.
So we will wait and see if we can get Coach Corey Alford on the headset. Keep in mind, it's a very quick turnaround for his team, so you have a one-day break, and then you're back. It's actually quicker than 48 hours from now on Friday down in Marion, who is healthy and who is a tough team to play, and it does look like we're going to get Corey on the headset here. So the game ends 95-76. Coach Alford joins us. You shoot right around 50% tonight. Got sloppy at times, but what did your team do to be able to take care of business tonight on your home court?
Yeah, I think it's hard when they press for 40 minutes. We took care of the ball for the most part. 14 turnovers still a little high for us. 5 in the second half was much better. But it's hard. You're not running our offense as much. You're really just attacking the press to score. When you get up 20-25, it can be hard to stay consistent with that. So we had probably 5 to 10 minutes where we got sloppy there second half, but for the most part, 30 minutes of pretty good basketball.
Okay, so a rare week for you guys. You turn right around in 2 days. You play Marion in a day game. How do you prep for something like that in a tough team?
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround. We're treating it kind of like national tournament will be. We're going to the film room right now. We're going to start on Marion with the team, give them just a quick overview, and then we'll meet tomorrow as a staff and kind of go over everything. We have 1 day of prep. Can't practice too hard. Obviously, it'll be a lot of just recovery and walkthrough and film stuff, but we'll be ready to go on Friday at 3.
All right, Coach, you guys have turned it around, 9-4 in the conference now. We'll see you in Indy on Friday.
Thank you, guys.
Coach Corey Alford joining us for the post-game interview. It's a big win tonight for HU. Not the prettiest of wins, but a win's a win, and you'll take it any way you can get it. Looking for a big win in the conference now. You turn your focus to Marion. They're a tough team with 2 really good guards and always a tough place to play. So, Ryan, your final thoughts for tonight's win.
Yeah, I thought HU played at their pace. Even though they let Mount Vernon start off at the pace they wanted, they used that against them and really brought it back to how they like to play. They played great defense, something that they struggled with earlier in the season, but they've really picked up now. I really think that even though Zach Goodline, Lane Sparks, Jackson Paul, they all had incredible games, one of the best performances of the night was Landon Jordan.
Yeah.
12 points, 12 rebounds, 2 or 3 blocks. He's providing interior defense, causing pressure for the opposing offense. I mean, he was doing everything tonight. I think he was one of the biggest catalysts of why they got off to such a huge lead in the first place.
So Huntington at one point this year was 3-5. They're now 16-7, 9-4, heading to Indy on Friday afternoon. For Preston Usman and Ryan Holzapfel, it's another Forrester win, and it's another great broadcast by FDN Sports. We will see you next week on Wednesday when number 1 Grace comes back into town.
Absolutely.
Catch and fire. It's on the. He made it! Oh